So I'd like to invite Klemensia to introduce yourself and your topic in very short way. Please have your time.
All right, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So my name is Klemensia Nera. So the title of my proposal is An Analysis of Figurative Language Use in Sing2 Movie. It is a descriptive qualitative study of Sing2 Movie. So I have made a video about explanations of my proposal and already sent it in our group. So I use descriptive qualitative study and analyzing the movie using the transcript and movie itself to find the figurative language and analyze the meaning of figurative language found in this movie. That's all, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now we continue the question and answer session by student. I would like to invite the first discussion, Maria Yuniosa Aska, please. Have your time.
All right. Can you hear my voice, sir?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, I have three questions for Klemensia Nera. The first question is, why do you choose the Sing2 movie as the object of your research? And then the second question is, why do you choose to analyze figurative language in this movie instead of other kind of analysis? And then the third question is, what are the differences between your research and the other previous research? That's all of my question.
All right. For the first questions, it is about the reason why I choose this movie.
Yes.
Is that all right? So I will answer it directly. So thank you for the questions. I chose Sing2 movie as the object of this research because Sing2 movie has a lot of figurative language that we can learn, especially for the students. This film is also recommended to be watched because it has so many moral value and literary device that can be learned by the students. And then for the second questions, why I choose to analyze figurative language, right?
Yes.
Right. So the reason why I choose to analyze figurative language in this movie is because I realized that there are many figurative language contained in this movie. As we know that not easy for us to remember about figurative language because it has a lot of types that we need to remember. So by doing a research about analyzing figurative language from the movie, it can help the reader, especially for the students, to learn about about literature in fun way. And then it also because analyzing figurative language from the movie can help us to understand figurative language better because we already get the example from the sentence in the movie itself. And then for the third questions, can you repeat the questions, Maria?
What are the differences between your research and the other previous research that has been done?
Oh, all right. So first, I realized that there is no research about analyzing figurative language in Sing2 movie because this movie is released in January 2022, so it is a new movie. And then for the second differences is when other research usually only focus on finding the figurative language used in that movie, or only finding the dominant type. While my research focused on finding the figurative language and analyzing the meaning of figurative language found in that movie. I think that's the differences of my research with other previous research.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Now I will give a suggestion for you. So I suggest you to write the clear research gap in your research background about the differences between your research and the other previous research, because I can see from your proposal you didn't write your clear explanation about the research gap between your proposal and the other study. That's all for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the questions and suggestions, Maria.
Okay, thank you, yeah, Maria, for the question and suggestion. Now we continue to have the discussion number 2, second discussion, Putri Delina. Please have your time.
All right, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. So, Klemensia Nera, I have 2 questions for you. So, for the first question, why do you using descriptive qualitative study for your research? And question number 2, what is the relationship between this movie with teaching and learning EFL students? Is that
All right.
clear? Or
Oh yes, it's clear, Putri. Thank you for the questions. So the reason why I use descriptive qualitative study is because analyzing the movie itself, it cannot car or case study, because as we know that car itself it means that we need to observe the class itself, while my research only focused on analyzing a movie. It's not it no need participant, and also no need to observe the class itself. And then the relationship between this movie with teaching and learning EFL students. So this movie can be a fun learning medium for the students, and then Sing to Movie will present a story with a fun plot, and then can inspire the students, and also for the participant, and contain many elements of literature that can be analyzed by the teacher and the students itself. So it can be a good medium for the teacher to teach figurative language, because analyzing learn figurative language from the movie is more fun. And then this film is I think that's all but my answer.
okay, thank you, Nera, and I want to give you a suggestion, especially for your background. I think you write too much on your research background section because the background of research is basically just describe, and the description start with general things that become the background according to the research topic, and then narrow into the specific things about your research. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the questions and suggestions, Putri.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Putri, for your question and suggestion. Now we continue, yeah. Today we have 2 projects, yeah, very similar themes. Yeah. It's about an analysis of novel and this kind, and now analysis of movie. So, what is the difference between Tarisa and you, Klemensia? And focus, I mean. Is it the same or different? The focus of your uh, investigation. This all about literature, you The first one investigating more on the values. It seemed to me that you are targeting the language, the form of language. Is that? What do you want to learn from this movie? Gimana, Clement? I cannot hear your voice.
Uh,
Ah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, sir. I forgot to turn on my microphone. So the focus of my research itself actually focus on language, especially
Language.
for literature.
So the structure of language, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So which is fine, yeah. Because we are in language department, so English language department. So we are in English education department. So I think it's very fine if you want to capture the language, because we want also to learn. Yeah, we have to learn the language in this department. Now, what do you want to learn from this movie? Why movie become the choice?
That's on my based on my experience itself. I think it is more fun and easy for me to understand about the language, especially for the figurative language itself, sir, from the movie, because it already state the real example that we can use in daily life, or maybe in the sentence itself, sir.
Isn't it more difficult compared to, for example, in text?
Pardon, sir?
I mean, if you want to learn figurative language, which one is easier, watching or reading?
I think it is more easier if we learn from a movie, because sometimes we cannot find the figurative language in our daily life. I mean, in our daily conversation, sir. I think in movie it's more easy, sir.
Okay. Yeah, actually, it's just more or less the same. It depends on what kind of movie and what kind of novel, perhaps you read. Now, here your choice is sing to movie, and I heard from your explanation that sing to movie contains lots of figurative language. Is that?
Yes, sir.
So that's why you choose movie. Yeah, I mean this movie. To can you give one example of figurative language that you can take from that movie?
Actually, I haven't write the
But
figurative language.
you said that this
Oh,
movie contains lots of figurative language.
actually, I have analyzed it, but I forget to. I'm not write the figurative language that I found, sir. So
Okay.
I can't remember.
But at least you know that this movie contains lots of figurative language.
Yes, sir.
Why figurative language bothers? I mean matters, not bothers, matters.
Why figurative language, yes, sir?
Yes. I mean, why do we need to learn more figurative language?
I think because uh, it is important because it also one of the material that we learn in the senior high school and also junior high school. So I think it is important to be analyzed and to be the object of research because it can be the media or the a guide for the teacher and for the students to learn about it. Sorry.
Okay, I think I mean that question need to be overview, yeah, because this actually your focus. Yeah, we are not simply actually when someone asks you why figurative language. Now, to answer that question, actually, we need to review, yeah, the literature about literature itself in education. Yeah, uh, figurative language is kind of very natural language. Yeah? When we are using the language in real life situation, we usually try to beautify our language. Yeah? Not very uh, very monotonous and very textbooks language. Yeah? But we try to use the language is like live events, or it's kind of uncontrollable or unstructured. So more figurative language is actually in that situation. We want to make the context of the conversations become more active and live. So then we use not only the normal language but also figurative language. Now, so that's why I think when you talk about in your theoretical framework, figurative language, and here definition of language, I think you need to to discuss about what I just said. Yeah, that's the heart of figurative language in our daily life conversation. Now, actually, figurative language is very difficult to be found in textbooks. Yeah, the designed for learning English, yeah, except only for the section of figurative language, of course. But if you, for example, pick up the the textbook, English textbook for SMP or for SMA, it is not common that figurative language is used in that, unless only located in the section of figurative language. So what I'm saying is that figurative language is actually is not commonly used in normal informal textbooks. So it happens more on in daily life, genuine situation, in real life situation. So that's why figurative, in order to understand and to learn figurative language, we have to be actually immersed in real life situation. Ya. Kita harus masuk ke dalam situasi real dalam kehidupan. Barulah kita ketemu dengan figurative language in real situation. Ya. It is different from other kinds of language. Now, I think that has to be mentioned in this section. Yeah. Oh, saya lupa. Yeah. Wait a minute. I haven't shared. I mean, in this section, yeah. When you talk about that, you have to discuss a little bit here about why figurative language matters. Why we have to learn, ya. Kenapa kita harus mempelajari secara khusus? Karena saya katakan tadi, ya, figurative language itu tidak biasa dipakai di textbook. Sementara kan kalau di sekolah-sekolah itu paling banyak ya buku textbooknya. Nah, kan tidak ada itu. Itu terjadi hanya di dunia nyata, ya, figurative language in daily conversation. Dan itu pun daily conversation yang benar-benar sudah live, ya, sudah natural, ya. Kalau di conversation yang kita masih baru belajar itu sangat jarang, bahkan hampir tidak pernah untuk menggunakan figurative language. So figurative sementara meanwhile, so figurative language is really to test whether someone is already catch up with certain level of English, or the level of English, yeah, owned by someone can be indicated by how many figurative language they can use in their life situation. Makanya biasanya kalau untuk mengetes seseorang speakingnya, maka dia apakah dalam conversation-nya dia itu berhasil menggunakan figurative language atau tidak. Because this kind of level in English. So I think that's here somewhere here should be mentioned. Yeah? Now the choice of movie, I think it's very, very correct, yeah, because in movie, for example, and you can continue this kind of argument, yeah, or you can say in background. So the choice of movie, why we need movie to learn figurative language, because movie really showing the real life situation. Apalagi movie itu kan bukan movie yang didesain khusus untuk belajar bahasa Inggris kan. It is really common movie, yeah, for everybody. So meaning that the language is that is not set, yeah, it's not designed or not determined only for people who are learning English, but for everybody. So the nature of the situation of figurative language, where the situation, where the figurative language appear, the situation is very real and very authentic in that movie. So we need, in fact, we need to use movie or what's that, other literature product, yeah, in order to understand or to experience the figurative language. Okay, now pertanyaannya apa tadi? What are the types? What are the meaning? Saya kira kalau meaning ini terlalu simple. Analisisnya kan tidak, kecuali kalau analisis apakah misalkan figurative language itu sangat tergantung dengan dengan konteks, artinya itu apa, ataukah it is already there, like word by words translation. Do you mean by the meaning here is kind of translation? Yeah. Mari, siapa? Klemensia?
I cannot hear your voice before.
Do you mean by the meaning? Question number 2 here. What are the meaning? Is kind of translation?
No, sir. It's because kan figurative language use different sentence, different meanings, sir. So I want to state the meaning itself means that I want to explain the real meaning of that sentence, sir.
The real meaning. Oke, saya kira nanti mungkin, tapi untuk sementara ini sudah oke. Tapi nanti mungkin kalau dalam real proposal nanti kamu harus discuss lagi kemungkinan pertanyaan gitu ya, kayak tadi yang saya dengan siapa yang sebelumnya Tarisa ya. Jadi benar-benar ada jenis lain pertanyaan itu gitu ya. Pertanyaan itu harus different kind of question. It's not very similar ya. Datanya sama gitu kan. Untuk menjawab hal yang sama gitu, tidak seperti itu nanti. Okay, but you can talk later with the supervisor about this. Okay, apa nih? Is it significant? Is okay. Terminologi, movie, figurative language. Mungkin masih banyak lagi yang harus Anda masukkan di sini ya. Movie sebenarnya tidak perlu ya, karena movie terlalu general, and your research is not about movie, it's about sing to movie, so about sing to actually. Jadi kalau sing to movie ya boleh kamu masukkan di situ, ya, jangan movie. Termasuklah di sini tadi ya, in your literature review. Nah, you talk about movie. I don't think that's proper to talk about movie here. The definition of movie. We are not. I mean, your study is not about movie actually. It's more on about language. The movie is only the media we want to learn from. So if you want to talk movie, what you need to talk is sing to movie. Jadi directly about that movie. Jadi kita tidak lagi berdiskusi tentang apa itu movie, bagaimana movie in education, tapi langsung aja terhadap langsung bicara tentang sing to movie. Now we need to have a description. Yeah, I mean we want to understand, particularly those who has not yet watched that movie, so we want to know what the movie is all about, look like. So that's why you need to explain here what's sing to movie, what is the theme, what is the plot, for example, how is the language here is produced, throughout the movie. So you can have the comment, about the language perhaps, Karena kan why you choose that movie, of course you have very specific reason to choose that kind of movie. Nah itu aja yang dibahas. Kalau memang mau apa? Kalau memang mau apa istilahnya bicara masalah movie in education, itu harusnya datang lebih awal, earlier. So it should be earlier. Ya. Mungkin sebelum sing to movie, you can talk about movie in education first. Boleh begitu kalau mau begitu. Kita kenapa ini kan gitu. Tapi lebih pas kamu itu sebenarnya language education, tidak education in general. Because what you want to learn from that one is actually the figurative language. The choice of movie is actually because you want to study a figurative language. So the title could be a movie in learning a language, misalkan kayak itu, atau in language education, something like that. But your focus is more on how we capture the language. Karena belajar bahasa itu adalah being exposed to language. Kemudian belajar bahasa itu harus being exposed to the natural language. Now, movie is one of the media that we can be exposed with the language. Gitu. Seperti itu kira-kira. Kalau itu bahasannya boleh di. Kemudian figurative language, saya kira sudah oke, seperti yang sudah di sini. Tinggal disusun awal apa lagi nih yang bagian terakhir. Alright, I skip conceptual framework and methodology. Research design, descriptive, qualitative, source of data. What is the source of data? Is it the transcript? Are you going to transcribe of the movie or what?
The source data, I use the transcript, sir.
Seperti yang di mahasiswa lain juga, atau tadi juga Tarisa, saya lupa ya, harusnya dijelaskan tentang unit of analysis ya. Unit of analysis. Data itu terkandung di mana? Ya, terkandung di kalimat kah, di kata kah, atau di episode kah, atau seperti itu. Jadi when we want to learn the language, figurative language, of course, perhaps the data, the unit of analysis is sentence, ya, sentence or phrase or words. Kira-kira yang mana yang benar?
From the sentence, sir.
Sentence. Ya. Berarti figurative language itu mesti dalam sentence. Harus dalam bentuk sentence gitu.
The word repetitions also, sir. There are one type of figurative language that not in form of sentence, that is repetitions. So for the repetitions itself, it is not a sentence actually, but in repetition word, sir.
Ya intinya itu harus daripada membahas masa source of data. Data tetap jelas hal ini dibahas ya. Tetapi juga dibahas itu unit of analysis. Jadi data kita itu dalam bentuk apa? So dalam bentuk saya katakan tadi gitu. Jadi bagaimana cara how we manage the language so then it become the unit of analysis. So your analysis, your data is actually in the form of sentence or phrase or episode. Ya, episode itu artinya mungkin dialog, ya, in certain dialogue. So the data coming from a certain dialogue, things like that. So kalau certain dialogue kan berarti many sentences, something like that. Nah, you have to explain there, somewhere there. Data collection using document. What do you mean by document?
Actually, it's the same as transcript, sir.
The data will use document analyze to find out. Yeah, transcript. Yeah, it should be transcript. The data is in the form of dialogue transcripts, itu aja kan, and then to be analyzed to find out the figurative language. Why do you need to watch the movie? In order to analyze the data, do you need to watch the movie or just to read the transcript?
I need to watch the movie itself, sir.
Why?
Because for the usual, I mean for the sentence or dialogue itself, it's okay if I only read the transcript. But for the repetition itself, I need to hear their sentence, sir, because it's